Alright, good evening everyone. It's 9 p.m. here in Chicago, March 3rd on a Tuesday, and so welcome. Tonight's cast is going to be the Illinois Tech Division C team as they go into, I believe it is week 4 of the GGLeagues group stage, or round robin, one of the two. Anyway, so Hawks currently going undefeated here, so taking a win against Bradley University last week, I believe, and so these best of ones games go by pretty fast, so the action will be packed from the start. Today's opponent is not actually a school, and I don't know why I have to say this, but this team is actually called the Giant Pepegas. Not too sure if they're going to play like said Pepegas, but we will have to wait and see. Both teams into the pro draft right now to get their picks and bans done online before going into the official one. But so far, Division C team, playing actually the most amount of competitive games this season for us, actually now also into the final 8 for CSL. But we're gonna get into the pick bands, and so that means cue the music. Alright, so GP, or maybe I should say just the Pepegas, or Giant. Do I have to say Giant? That is the real question. But the Pepegas will be on the blue side, and it's going to be a couple bands here. It's going to be the J Mars 9, Darius being taken away, the Cheese and Eggs, Olaf Jungle being taken away, and the brand support on Wicked Scotty. And so we've seen these bands pretty consistently across the opponents that Division C has taken on, but IIT the team still perseveres, still able to pull out those wins. So banning the one tricks, banning the comfort picks is not going to do it alone here for these guys, no siree. And for IIT, they are going to go for the Lux, Set, and Sejuani bans. Probably a Lux support band focused there towards Resume in the bot lane, and then Set, jungle or top can flip either way, honestly. But the Sejuani, as that kind of bruiser champion, has that large amount of CC available and can do a surprising amount of damage onto an unsuspecting ADC. Is going to be taken off the map. Going to first phase of picks is going to be Eat Daddy grabbing onto that Ornn, but I believe today will be his last day of redemption. Actually, hold on. Let me figure out what patch are we on right now. What patch is he on right now? I feel like they're on 10.5 today, right? So if it's on 10.5 today, Ornn has received that nerf. I believe the Brittle has been nerfed. The item upgrades have been nerfed to an extra level up as well. So not sure if that's going to be intentional, but it's going to be the J4 jungle and Orianna mid for the first phase for the Pepegas. Meanwhile, for IIT, they're going to have JMars 9 on the Mordekaiser, Cheese and Eggs on the Kane jungle once again, and Disparogi will pick up the Syndra. Second phase of bans are going to have the Yasuo and Trundle of all things. Yasuo is a surprising ban. I don't think I've seen that done before. And then IIT will go with the Fizz and Zoe, so 2 bans focused right there for the mid. But GP's mid will pick up the Orianna, Caitlyn, and Leona bot lane, and so that's going to be particularly interesting to see how that will happen in the level 2 exchange bot lane against the Varus Nautilus there on to IIT. Nautilus hook always going to be something with that ridiculous hitbox, but as we've seen before, Leona's E hitbox isn't that shabby either. Syndra there for Disparogi is, I believe, another comfort pick for him. He does have the Rise mid, but seeing that, looking like he's going to use that Syndra against the Orianna matchup intentionally. We're going to get hit with the 3-minute spectate delay, so we'll go on a quick break, but when we come back, get ready. It will be game 1 between Illinois Tech versus GP. Alright, welcome back everyone. Games are going to get on their way. Week 4 here for GGLeagues for the Division C team against the giant Pepegas. I do not have a team logo, nor do I think they probably would have one appropriate, as they are, as they say, giant Pepegas. Looking like, going over the roster one more time, it will be the Yeet Daddy set on the Ornn top, Schmo on the J4 jungle, Tiger on Orianna mid, Asar on the Caitlyn ADC, and Resme on the Leona support. Meanwhile, for IIT on the red side, it will be JMars9 on the Mordekaiser top, Cheese and Eggs on the Kane jungle, this Pierogi on the Syndra mid, Pirate Windows ADC, and Wicked Scotty on that Gnarlo support. IIT, 5 members here coming into the bot, will bump into Resme perhaps. Will be her seeing the IIT group, will be placing a ward down properly and taken by IIT before the ward actually goes invisible. And a little bit of banter between both teams. Hopefully we keep it age appropriate, as you know, I don't want to actually hide my chat. IIT though will continue their invade, will be spotted out by this ward here, tries a miracle hook, Wicked Scotty will not land as IIT bends themselves around. Meanwhile, Pepegas will be placing a ward in the Raptor pit, and J4 potentially hovering at a red start, but Kane will commit himself towards this blue buff. And if we're looking at some cheese here, perhaps Asar and Resme could perhaps go for a bush gank here, but doesn't look like it's going to be so. But it will be JMars running into a red buff, will be running into 2 members, and thinking that he can go for the 2v2. Meanwhile, it will be Schmo securing that red buff smite, but JMars taken very low. Is he going to have to go for the first blood there for Schmo, and Disbrogi going to have to walk himself right out. J4 level 1 is not something to be tampered with, and will be taken down to almost 150 health, and will have to pop one of her potions as the Orianna comes back to lane. Full health, could be another kill being taken here. Meanwhile, Jmars going to use his TP right away to come back to the lane. If Jmars gets ganked by Schmo once again, could set him pretty far apart. Kane though will take advantage of the time used there to go for an invade of himself. Will take the Raptors as well. And he's going to go for an early back. Interesting there. And interesting that Cheese and Eggs will show himself up right after the Raptors. Tiger going to have to walk all the way around. Will be putting a ward over it. Schmo leaving a couple Raptors there for Cheese and Eggs. Good guy. Level 2 here looks like it's been hit pretty much at the same time. Looking like Pyrandos might have taken a bit of a Leona Q to the face, but not looking too much worse for wear. First blood will be given to Schmo, and that early back will actually secure him that Stalker's Blade with that gold there given for him. Scotty able to use the Relic Shield there for himself. And speaking of supports, you know, part of this 10.5 patch, we've seen actually a couple changes to support items. Not the Relic Shield, it's actually going to be the Spectral Sickle and like the Frost item. But before we get to that, Jmars will be here to help things along. Yeet Daddy set will not have a flash to him, and Cheese and Eggs will be there for the assist and will get Jmars a kill on his own. Cheese and Eggs level 3 versus Schmo level 3 though. It could be the item advantage there for these guys. Who wants to get it started? Cheese and Eggs going to try things out on his own. Going to be having the W. Kane has had a buff recently. Can he go for the 1v1? Schmo will be knocked up here. Cheese and Eggs going to hover right over. Uses the wall to his advantage. And a flash play to be able to get the kill. Orianna here coming around, but he's not going to have the wall. The knockup will be there from Ornn, but the nerf isn't going to be there. Tiger will be able to pick up the kill and secure the double buff for himself. Good collapse there from GP, and Disbrogi unable to help as he is so low and could have been taken out likely as well. Meanwhile, bot lane here, not too much to comment on, but both ADCs actually pretty low. Supports are relatively healthy. Pirate Windows doesn't look like he wants to go for anything. He's already used up his potion. It will be Wicked Scotty trying his luck at a hook. It will be Leona going in fairly deep here. And IIT able to come out likely ahead in that trade, as Caitlyn had no follow-up, unfortunately. Nautilus also ahead on the health. Nautilus also coming in for a hook of his own. Will be able to get the auto to keep the Caitlyn in place, but it might not be just enough. Nautilus trying to get the stuns on He-Hen. They look like they want to focus on Schmo, but no members will die. Caitlyn just maybe one auto away from it, but Pirate Windows doesn't want to tempt fate himself. Will walk onto a trap. Tiger there to see things through, but it's going to give the time for GP to back safely. IIT looks like they want to finish off this wave before going on a back on themselves. Meanwhile, this is now the second time that Aurea has come away from her lane, giving Disbrogi some time to come back, grab himself a crystal and boots, and keep an eye onto that Ori. That's actually going to be Syndra now, just slightly ahead, but going for a roam of her own. We'll just check the river for a little bit, but she'll be right back into lane. That double buff, don't have a timer in terms of when that should expire, but could be fairly soon. Schmo and Cheese and Eggs trading blows once again, going for another fairly aggressive dive here, and we'll actually have him on the lower end of that with that knock-up damage to boot. This Broken going to try his hand, going to have to use the Ignite and Flash, won't be able to do anything more onto Schmo, and that's actually going to be the support, the bot lane even roaming up for that. But they won't be able to get much more. That's going to be Varus taking the time with that back to pick up himself the recurve bow and a ward. And a couple potions, actually. Meanwhile, Nautilus looking like he's aiming for that Knight's Vow first item, perhaps, with the Ruby Crystal and armor. Leona here actually doesn't look like she had enough items, had enough gold, perhaps, at her back? Or maybe just opted for the wards and potions instead. Interesting. I normally, items are always to go to, in my opinion, as opposed to potions, but maybe Resume knows something I don't. Since the first blood, though, from Jamar, since the kill that he got on the Ornn with the Kayn assist, looks like he's already been able to rack up a bit of a CS lead. Cheesenake's going to have to make sure that he tries to keep up with the J4 jungle, be more wary of his camps. He is going to be about maybe a quarter, half level XP away from behind from the J4. IIT lacking vision inside this bush, looking like they don't even want to come up for this stuff. Resume leading up into her team, looks like she is moving in confidently. But if Wicked Scotty should know his items, should know his item advantages, he should be stronger than Leona. Perhaps just playing it safe. Don't have the vision on where that J4 is yet. We can see that there are a decent amount of control wards here. Keeping an eyes on the Dragon Pit, keeping eyes on that Tri-Bush. IIT will have one placed down there by Pirate Windows earlier. And from the looks of it, as the GP moves up here in this lane, Resume will be able to be there to pick it up. Level 6 ult going to be used by Meat Daddy to, looks like, to stray away J-Mars from any more. Won't yield any kills. J4 will be hovering here in the bot side, but the lane is pushed up. IIT does have a ward here, and they should be able to play it safe unless GP tries to go for a bait here. Kayn will be finishing up his blue buff here. We talked about the half level behind, and will be seen here. So IIT knows that information. Syndra herself coming down here. I don't think that ward should pick them up, but they will see that ward placed there from the Pepegas. And this could be a pinch here for the J4. They're going to see him. The nice hook there will stop the J4 from moving forward any longer, but he's going to be stunned up. Ooh, taken very close, but won't be able to, in fact, finish it off. Wicked Scotty actually not even using the Ignite to secure the kill from the looks of it. This bro, you're going to try his luck, trying to send a Q even behind the wall, but won't be able to do anything with it. Turret plating there for IIT. Disparoki coming all the way into here is going to be very dangerous between him. Won't actually be able to land a W. Misplays just a little bit to not be able to secure themselves a kill. IIT and not there to help things out. Cheesenake's coming around, but has already used the level 6 earlier. And if IIT selfishly plays this, they could be yielding more kills. They will try their luck with it. They're going to use the ult onto A-Star. Will be able to get the ult on her, but no more follow-up. IIT not able to coordinate their abilities, but it's going to be Varus going to try his luck with the ult. Going to be taken down to Leona finally. And that's going to be a flash there used from Pirate Windows to be able to just get himself into that ult range. Orianna now coming down herself should be seen by the Orianna. Oh, we're just going to try his luck here, but Orianna's had a lot of time to get herself some turret plating. She's going to be fairly big. IIT will respect the call, will back out to back under turrets safely. Pirate Windows able to get that kill, will give him about 500-ish gold, some turret plating as well, 2 or 3 here. Desperogi though will almost be a full 1k behind. Too many roams there for him, and he's not even going to opt to go to finish off one turret plating, but he's going to try to go for the roam. Ping there from Orianna makes the Ornn think twice. He will have his ultimate available. IIT looking like they want to commit towards this QE from the Syndra there. Will be able to not be scooped up, and the Ignite being used once again from Desperogi prematurely. Not sure about that call, as you don't have the ultimate yet to do anything more. J4 hovering around here. Will be able to have the Kayn secure the scuttle, and will have Cheese and Eggs going in here. The damage from Kayn able to chunk down Schmo to about half. Orianna coming from behind. IIT here is ready to converge though. They look like they want to go for more. Cheese and Eggs actually chasing Schmo all the way to his turret. He is going to have the ultimate available. Does he want to go for more on it though? It's going to be backing very deep into it, but will be able to get the kill. Will take 2 turret shots and able to walk out safely, perhaps, or not. The Ornn knockup will be there. He is not going to have to flash, but will have a plan to get himself out there. IIT, meanwhile, holding the Orianna at bay. The presence of the Mordekaiser will be enough to have her keep away from it. Meanwhile, IIT in the bot lane, chugging away at these minions. Wicked Scotty maybe looking for a potential Q. Doesn't look like he wants to opt for it. Varus is going to have that ultimate available, but maybe they don't want to just go for a straight head-on 2v2, perhaps. J4 is going to finish up these Raptors. He's going to head his way down bot lane for a gank, perhaps. IIT does not have this information. Site plant could have been seen perhaps by the IIT ward placed there, but it is going to be started. It is going to be the ward being placed, but Pirate Windows is going to be left isolated, won't have any assistance, and will be finished off by Schmo. Wicked Scotty just preemptive at this point, will fall to Resume's Ignite, and IIT without the vision cannot keep track of that J4. Kayn looking like he wants to respond by taking the Rift Herald. First Dragon here will be attempted on the Cloud here from the GP team. And that will be the first Dragon secured there from these guys, with the Infernal coming up next. Ornn coming around here should be able to see the Kayn just finishing this off. He will have to smite for it if they actually want to go for this contest. In fact, it's going to be taken very low. It will be the smite there to secure it. And then taken very close. To knock up there from J-Mars will not be enough. Cheese Snakes will be able to get the kill, will be able to hold Yeet Daddy Smite inside it. But in a 1v2 situation, can the Hawks go for more? There's going to be some backup from Desperogi coming just now. Cheese Snakes wants to go for a little bit more. The knock up there will be able to get the Orianna very low, won't have a flash, and that's going to be the kill there for Desperogi. IIT will take 3 kills and will be able to have the Eye of the Herald there. I believe Kayn had used that smite to secure it. Good on him. IIT taking advantage though of Leona's absence to look like they can go for a potential first turret here. It's going to be Leona with a quick back. Excuse me, I actually don't think she... Did she die? I don't think she died. It was It was the rest of their team. It was the Ornn, J4, Orianna that died, not the Leona. And I thought it was going to be the first turret bot lane, but it honestly might be top at this rate. It's actually very close. No, it will be the first turret there secured by J-Mars. But is he going to be looking for more? Yeet Daddy is going to go for the ult. Will flash out of it just to avoid the knockup. Looking like he believes in the Ornn damage. J-Mars doing some ward clearing of his own. Will be seeing the J4 potentially. Around here, no IIT wards placed in these bot bushes. But a missing ping there. Disbrogi here in the bot side. This was looking like a 4v4 fight. Orianna coming down as well. They know that Cheese and Eggs going to be coming in. Disbrogi will have a bit of a knockup. Nice follow through there. The ult will not follow up. The damage is coming through with that Varus ult. The stun from Leona not able to do much. But will be enough to just barely take down the Resume. Schmo going to be fighting his way against his Varus. Won't actually have the damage quite in place there for it. Big commitment there with the Ornn TP for a 5v4 fight. They're able to kill all members of IIT there. J-Mars having to use the TP earlier to save his fellow king from the Rift Herald is going to be a decent amount of gold going back into GP's favor as they bring the kill lead to 10. The kill score even, 10-10 now on both sides. And that's going to be the first turret as well here now on the bot side. Bot side's turret for GP barely there. Couple pings from the Orianna like this. She's wondering how the heck did that K know I was there? And that will be Resume able to finally spot that ward just then. But IIT not too impressed. And, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's Wicked Scotty at game ones, but when it comes to his vision score for game ones, he always goes under. As we saw from their previous game. Hold on here. Wicked Scotty coming in around Resume. That will be a hook landed. There is the follow-up going to be there. In fact, GOP 800 launched by the Syndra, and it will have the Leona instantly flashing out for fear of more. Schmo is going to have a decent amount of damage to hold that Varus in place. Varus has got to be enough to have to be concerned about. That's going to be some tier 1s very low there onto the side of the hook there from the Nautilus will be there. Schmo will be able to barely escape. And using his own flash. There's going to be 2 flashes used within practically the last minute from GP. IIT now on the aggression, trying to clear out vision in their favor as this Infernal Dragon is spawning in 40. J-Mars is here, but looks like he wants to go back top to contest for it. Won't have a TP to come back to the lane if they're going to commit for this dragon from the start. Ornn wants to make a chunk of plating on his own. There's no more plating, just chunk on the turret on his own, but will chase down that Ornn. Meanwhile, IIT is going to shut themselves topside, and the vision here cleared out once again from GP, doing a good job here. But nothing here on the river yet. That's going to be Nautilus with a couple ward with the lens just to see if he can scan anything out. Will be able to scan out this ward. Will be putting a control ward to keep an eye on that dragon pit if they so choose. J-Mar's going to go for her back here, but will not be there just as of yet. Ornn will be seen coming into lane. And IIT looks like they want to go for a start. That's going to be Schno cutting the Nautilus off. Yeet Daddy going to be using to hold them back. Yeet Daddy going to be holding the members of IIT back, leaving Wicked Scotty defenseless on his own and looking like they can commit themselves for a second dragon perhaps. The damage is there from the Caitlyn. To Ornn going to be trying his way into it. Asar going to be left in the 1v1 between Cheese and Eggs. He's going to go for a heal being used. In fact, one more auto will be able to do it. J-Mars, though, will go on the reply here. Pirate Windows needs to be having the damage. They want to have it onto the Orianna, but the CC from Leona is too much. Pirate Windows practically face-tanking the members of GP here. Is this damage going to be enough? J-Mars coming in here for a triple kill, but will be finally shut down by Asar. Cheese and Eggs playing that sloppily, thinking that he can go 1v1 on the Caitlyn, but Caitlyn having the heal, able to kite it back. Will have GP starting to slowly take the gold lead now, and the kill lead as well. Looking like a close game between these guys, but that Varus on Power Windows is not looking too good in terms of how he is able to go for these fights. Does not have the true damage items just as of yet. Meanwhile, Caitlyn hovering on a comfortable almost 1,200 gold lead. Will be able to finish up that Storm Raiders, will be able to finish up that IE, and will have a distinct level advantage above that Varus, only having the Bork and looking like he's just starting his way towards that Ginsu's. Won't have the damage as of yet to follow things up. Cheese and Eggs, though, will be able to, I believe, to keep even with the J4 for the most part. But the damage here is on the Mordekaiser. Does IIT want to opt for this? It's looking like a Zhonya's build here, perhaps, for J-Mars. This Baroki as well, lacking behind in terms of the gold department. The true gold department is the 2,000 gold lead there from J-Mars in the top lane, but he does have the ability to fall down, as we saw from Caitlyn. I think IIT wants to try to follow up with him, but I think they have to try to let J-Mars fight these on his own in order to be able to effectively take the fights. Turret now only will be finally finished by the very loyal cannon minion. GOP 800 going to be used. Razne going to try to see who she can catch out. And it looks like they want to go into fight. Things will get started off with the ult being used by the Nautilus and a decent amount of damage there. Darut from the Varus ult going to be doing a decent amount of damage. J-Mars going to be holding that Yeet Daddy in place with his ultimate. Will be able to be finished off, but it's going to be face tanking the members, flashing Asar to the face at almost negative health. What is that? Fight will still be in GP's favor here with taking 3 kills to 2. Crucial members Asar and Tiger still alive here. And that's where the real damage is. Varus looking very low here. This Barogi doesn't look like he's in a position to go for anything yet. Looks like he used his ult on the J4 perhaps. And looking like GP wants to get their way into this turret and will be able to finish it off. Gonna be a couple minutes until that Ocean Drake is available, but IIT has yet to claim one for themselves. And again, while the CS is there for Varus, he is not able to get those kills to push him even with that Caitlyn. That's practically half a component there. He'll definitely want to go for this back to try to see if he can get this second item before Caitlyn comes. She's going to have the Executioners, in fact, there, and that likely they're used onto the bigger members of IIT. Mordekaiser, though, looking still fairly strong. The Inferno Abyssal Mask, they're going to be upgraded to the Infernal Mask and will be almost nearing that 3k health, perhaps a Warmogs. Looks like Sunfire first, actually, for him. And then perhaps another item. Dragon spawning in 45, Disperoki all the way over here in the top side. Not sure about this rotation, what the call is here for the Hawks. Kane lying in wait. If he goes for this wave, he could be actually caught out. And that would be a lot lost here. And it is going to be things started off. Tiger coming in here around. She's going to have a bit of that movement speed. Will be taken very low. Going to have to try to dash his way out. He's going to need to get that knockup. Exhaust being used from Tiger. He's going to have to wall his way out if he wants to get the miracle escape. Going to be pushed right into another dive there from Snow. Will have his ultimate being used, but will fall eventually. Ooh, taken very close, but Eat Daddy will be there to finish it off. IIT Kane will be baited from the minions, and that will be a lack of smite. Does IIT want to go for this fight continuing? Disperoki caught out here. No members of IIT to collapse, but they are going to try to catch that Orianna from behind. Ult will land onto Tiger, but not before her ult's used. J-Mar's going to try to hold who she can, but ooh, that is a big uncoordinated mess there for IIT. The Orianna ult capturing 3 members of IIT, and GP is looking big here. Third dragon here going to be secured there from GP. and will likely be able to chunk their way towards that tier 2 mid as well. IIT needs to rethink the strategy for sure. Mordekaiser caught out, Kane caught out. These members of IIT are not playing as a team right now. I am not confident in their team play at the slightest. If the dragon is spawned, why go for the wave? I don't understand this play here. It makes no sense to me. Like, are you that desperate for gold that you just want to get it, or are you thinking that they're going to try to bait a split push? I just don't know. IIT looking like they're having truly some trouble here to figure out how they want this game to go in their favor. Wicked Scotty 2 levels behind from this Leona as well. And we have yet to see Varus have any true impact of the game. Rarely any follow-up used from his ult. Rarely any damage to follow up as well. Kane still diving in boldly here. Won't be able to do much. This is that Ruby Crystal and Rejuvenation can only mean that he's likely looking for a tank item now to flesh out his kit. But Yeet Daddy's still looking like they want to go for fights and barely taking any damage. Ult will be there from Pirate Windows to chunk him to half health. Flash going to be used. Orianna ult going to be used. And the follow-up is there. Cheesenake's going to try to do what they can from behind. But this is not going to have anybody die from GP. And this is likely going to be perhaps a Baron even. And another clean fight from the members of GP. Syndra also negligent damage to MR from the mask and from the Merctret is going to have almost no damage done to these guys from IIT. 5 members of GP still alive. A couple members here responding from IIT will stop GP from looking at any more. But the base will be broken into with that mid inhib falling. Varus now likely trying to build his way towards maybe a Frost Essence or something. Maybe PD. Not too sure. Regardless, it's going to be the lead slowly going to a point of no return. And this on top of this Baron, IIT is not going to have many choices. Miracle Q from perhaps, but Cheesenakes will not be able to get over that wall. But IIT wants to see if they can follow anything up. Pirate Windows will have his ultimate available, but the ultimate will land a 5-manner onto IIT. Cheesenakes trying to do what he can from the backline, still setting his sights on the Caitlyn, but the kiting won't have her be able to do much of anything. Tiger will finally fall to Mord, and will have him flashing over, and will still try to look for the fight. Only Cheesenakes surviving that skirmish. Tiger will fall to be able to give a little bit of bonus gold to the Mord, but the TP from Yeet, he looks like he wants to finish off this game. Will be going right into Cheesenakes, though won't be able to have any more follow-up. I'm not sure about the TP, but looking like they are confident in closing out the game regardless. Leona with her ult already at the ready, and it's going to be instantly popped by one mere auto from Asar. Varus going to be using his ult, won't be able to do much more than that. Baron minions are in play, still being used, and Caitlyn damage is nutty. 11-0-9 upgraded IE. This looks like it could be the first loss here for the Hawks in GGLeagues, perhaps having finally met their match. This is going to be now almost 2.5 items for that Leona. Nautilus having not even broken off into his second yet. Wants to go for the gargoyles, but won't even have enough gold for that likely. Yeah, that's a 2k deficit, dude. Oh boy, 3k for the Varus, 3k for the mid, and Ornn having even caught up to only having a 1k on his own. But yeah, this is definitely a bot difference game for sure. Kane having a tough time trying to out-jungle the J4. The Schmo definitely showing up. It's going to be Ornn initiating things once again. They are confident in their team fight. Leona there to follow up. Likely the Tiger going to try to see who they can hold back. IIT will desperately try to have Tavares kite his way through the fight, but the damage there to hold these guys back is too strong. Leona will finally fall. IIT looking like they can perhaps go for more. J-Mars will finally fall in the end at the sacrifice of the Leona, though. J-Mars and Wicked Scotty here now lost. All the squishy members still alive for IIT. Can they go for more? Unknown here at the moment. That's going to be the two-man ultimate. IIT does not have the vision to go for any more. That's going to be the ultimate piercing right through the cane. Pirate Windows will likely fall here as well. Speed boost and ult to boot will keep Pirate Windows at bay, and will have looking like GP can close out this game. Oh boy, that is in fact 20 kills for 20 kill lead there for GP. It will be the Nexus turret there secured. It will be the Nexus turret secured. J-Mars not able to carry his team out in the end though. And will... Ooh, hold on. We'll have the Zonia still to keep him alive, but we'll have a Caitlyn trap dutifully placed right under his feet. And that will be the game. 38-18, perfect 20 kill lead at 56.6k to 44.9k gold there for Giant Pepegas. And looking like they showed who the Pepegas were for today's game. That's a for sure. Alright, let's take a quick look at the damage charts, because I have got to bet that Asar and Tiger carried this right through. Ooh, that's going to be some nutty damage, and that's going to be combined damage of mid and bot ADC from IIT is not even enough to touch the Caitlyn or the Orianna's damage. And that's got to be tough for the Hawks to be able to take. Looking like this Pierogi not able to perhaps get the picks he needed? I'm not sure. We saw that the Rise was not banned. The Galio was not banned. But perhaps just completely outplayed in terms of just the Orianna versus Syndra combo. So, well played though for Giant Pepegas as they take the first loss off here. MVP for sure I think would go to Asar. Tiger able to hold back a lot of members of IIT with that ult displacement, that damage just catching members of IIT out, and it's one of those 5v5 like must have that you just need to know in how to play competitively. It's just such a good champ, so much utility, so much damage that can have the throughput. But for sure, I think you know, GP was not afraid to take fights. They knew their win situation. They knew how to combo their abilities together. And IIT, meanwhile, was looking like they were unused to this level of coordination, unused to being able to make confident calls. And I think it's got to be in the bot lane, perhaps. You know, if the bot lane wasn't able to take a confident lead, it seems like the Hawks have trouble seeing how to adjust themselves in that process. But let's take it back to the interview and see how the boys reacted to this first loss of the day, of the season. Hello.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh no.
All right. So first loss of the season. You know, you win some, you lose some. So how did we feel?
Team of shitters.
We lost to the Giant Pepegas. So, do you feel like you played like Pepegas yourselves this game?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So tell me, what do we think about the 2v2 combo? Did we think that we could take it, or did we just get bullied by too many ganks from J4?
We only lost that one gang by J4, which literally, I mean, made them get ahead, but then we still had enough pressure and around farming that they feel.
So we didn't think that the farming was an issue, but from what I was seeing, a lot of these fights, like the Pepega team was super confident in knowing when IIT was caught out. Do you think I
mean, they had a lot of vision, and very props to them. They were very good at playing around vision.
Okay. J-Mars, for you, how did you feel in terms of your lane matchup? Did you feel like you were able to have your team did the other laners just get too ahead for you to be able to help out in terms of the 5v5 fight?
make your lead, you know, just that was good on people. Like if I was Darius with Ghost, probably
Is it me or J Mars cut out a lot, or is that just me?
Hey, I'm clear. Everybody's sitting next to me.
Okay, well, I from what I heard, it was like Mort super slow, tough for him to be able to
I just
truly
can't
carry.
impact, like make my lead mean as much as I can on other champions. It's easier to get the lead often with him. It's just hard to make it mean as much.
Sure. No, I can agree with that. I think like in terms of a 1v1 situation, I think the GP team like definitely respected you. They definitely used their summoners to try to just keep away from you, but it seems like a lot of those fights that you tried to initiate, like the rest of the team would be either like cut off from the Ori ult or like they didn't have the vision to know who else was in the fight. So yeah, for sure.
I feel like individually they weren't better than any of us, but they just played better as a team. And it's the best of one.
Yep. So best of ones definitely are tough to be able to, take lessons learned. But if you guys do face these guys again,
They're
you know,
losing 100%.
they're losing 100% in playoffs. All right, fighting words. I hope you guys will watch the VOD after to take some notes to see how you guys can take these guys on next time. But
Like,
tough day. All right. Any last words from anybody else? Scotty, you got anything for me? How did you feel about the Leona? Do you think you were better than her?
Huh? Oh, I think I made way more plays. I thought the only one who did nothing that entire game.
Ooh.
She actually was useless.
Ooh. Okay. I didn't see her land like any crazy ults, but
she did almost nothing. It was like honestly, it was just like we made a couple stupid plays, and unluckily, every single kill they got on the Caitlyn. Every single kill, and at the point of like we were losing team fights just because the Caitlyn 3-shot us. So like
yeah,
it just didn't matter.
she was doing some nutty damage near the end, especially with the upgraded item from Ornn.
And honestly, they had a really good team comp too, because like Ornn was so far behind, but it doesn't matter because you're playing Ornn, right? So like it doesn't matter. And like John, like the last team fight, I honestly thought we had such a good team fight. John got in there and ulted the Caitlyn, but I guess we were just still too zoned out, right? Like he was. Yeah, but like that was such a good team fight. It's just we were way too far behind. So.
Yep. Sometimes it's one of those things where it's just you got to decide if do we wait it out or do we just think that we can take a fight or not. But I think at the point of full 5v5, like after a certain amount of time, I don't think it's just safe to risk. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, like I mean, some of the later team fights, I was just trying to. I knew I could catch someone, so I just went in and I was just hoping that it succeed. Like, but when you're so far behind with this Caitlyn, it's so hard to get on the Caitlyn that like it just doesn't.
Yeah, that range is just unfun.
Like if the Caitlyn was confident, she would have taken precision. Or press the attack, or press the attack over precision. I mean, it's not hard,
yeah, I definitely think the team comp that they had, like just the initiation with Ornn ult, the J4 wall to hold you back to Orianna ult, they played the pick ban, I think, pretty well for sure.
Yeah, they also played vision really well.
Yep.
We got fancy vision. I mean,
yeah. If the let's see I can actually look at the division score from Leona was 72 and division score from the Nautilus was 53. So
I mean, that's a little bit just because they were ahead.
Yeah, just because of the head. Yeah.
But the big thing is that I don't know for sure, but I was killing pinks left and right. I'm pretty sure every single one of them bought pinks.
Mm-hmm.
So it was so hard for me to get vision down. And I think that's a big problem with us. None of us buy pinks except for me.
Yeah, I think it's always good to Cheese, you need to get lens.
Okay.
Cheese, Cheese, if you don't buy lens after like level 6, I'm going to next time I cast go into your voice channel and say buy lens. Please buy lens.
I was mistaken though. John bought one for me, so there was that. Okay.
Yeah, the control words purchased was no. Juan bought 2, Syndra bought 2. Kane bought 1 and Mort bought 1.
Were they in his inventory the
So
whole game?
14. No, he actually was the control word. Actually, he was the walking word.
Oh.
Okay, so that's 20 control words for blue team. 11 wards for 11 wards for IIT, so they had you up by almost double. All right,
Yeah.
that's a decent enough interview. I got my word. So looking like if we see them again, we know what to do and hope to get another matchup.
In the best of 5.
Exactly. All right. Best of 5. Best of 5 finals. Best of 5
Wait,
finals.
Like in the LAN final.
You
In the LAN
healed instead of oh my! Now I'm really tilted over that. You.
All right. I'm gonna go. I'll leave you guys to it. Thanks, guys. See ya. All right. So that's gonna do it for us today. Appreciate. Oh man, we still have so many viewers. Couple of things in the chat. Mr. Plu with the cool story. Bob. Oh shoot, I should get you in co-casting soon. Now that season's done, we can do things a little bit more lax. Maybe for the Teemo Cup. If you're not playing in it, we can maybe like just have you practice some casting side by side, and okay to make more mistakes since it's not actually official conference. SCH Mothers Schmothers, Go Hawks Fighting Words. Not sure if that's someone from the Pepega team or from IIT, but yeah, hoping that these guys will be able to do us proud in the next few games of the year, of the semester. Excuse me. That will do it for us today. Giant Pepegas will take the first loss away from we'll be handing the first loss to the Division C team in week 4. That's gonna do it for us today. Elvin Moy signing off. Thanks for watching.